Good day, everyone. I'm Jasmin G. Intacto. We are Group 10 and we're going to discuss the three remaining subtopics of inclusive education. The first one is the 5 strategies of inclusive education. This topic will be discussed by Ma'am Daisyryl Villamer.
Good day everyone, I'm Daisyryl Villamer and today I will going to discuss about the 5 strategies for inclusive education which help every child in attaining quality education and learning. The first strategy is get to know your students and let them to get to know you. Establishing a bond with your students takes time. Creating opportunities for students to share their interests, struggles, and aspirations with you and sharing yours with them to build a connection that can continue to grow. The second strategy is creating a safe space for students to share. Students also need explicit time to establish connection with their peers. Regularly split students into new small group and use the I see, I think, and I wonder strategy to digest something they have learned about or a current event that may be on their minds. By modeling how they should work and creating group norms, students can have fruitful conversation that build empathy and share their different opinions in a respectful way. The third strategy is choose relevant literature. Part of culturally responsive teaching includes providing students with literary works that highlight the human experience, include indigenous, African American, and refugee stories that include characteristics with a physical or learning disability. The fourth strategy is inviting guest speakers to share their stories. According to an article published in Economics of Education Review, when students can identify with their teachers or guest speakers' racial or ethnic background, they are more likely to perform higher and be more engaged as they see a potential role model or mentor in that person. Last is deliver instruction in variety of ways. There is increasing evidence that show that gamified lessons positively influence student engagement. To appeal to different learning styles, reimagine existing lessons, especially those that feel lecture-heavy with fresh videos, book, and gamified digital activities.
Thank you, Ma'am Daisy, for your clear discussion. I am Angeline Ramos. Now, I will discuss my topic, which is about the support service for children with special needs. Support service for children with special needs is it can be daunting to know where to start to access all the support services available for children with intellectual disabilities, mobility, or behavioral difficulties. But there are many services available, and the type of supports that need to be accessed upon starting school will depend on the individual needs of the child. For all special needs requirements, the first contact is usually either the pediatrician or local GP who will be able to refer the child with disabilities to the wide range of services available. In addition, Early Childhood Intervention Australia is able to provide a referral service and set families up with an intake worker through the local services. With all special needs, it is a good idea to involve the school in a collaborative approach as soon as possible so all adjustments can be made and there can be a smooth transition for a child. Children with intellectual disabilities. In addition, the teacher consultation and developing an appropriate lesson plan for your child. The Learning Assistant Program is available to children attending school who have learning difficulties of any kind. This program supports basic areas of learning, literacy, numeracy, and language to ensure that the educational requirements of children are being met. Children with mobility issues. For children with mobility issues, whether temporary or permanent, it is important to discuss any necessary adjustments that need to be made to the physical facilities of the school as soon as possible. In addition, individual consultation with teachers is necessary to create a learning and assessment plan to accommodate any special needs. Children with behavioral difficulties. Parents are encouraged to discuss any behavioral difficulties with their child teacher to ensure a consistent and effective approach to behavior management along with any therapy that will need to be undertaken to support this. Where behavioral difficulties are impacting on their learning are likewise able to make use of the learning assistance program for the educational needs. In addition, outreach teacher programs can support students and teachers with high support needs. It's good to support or help serving children with special needs because they need extra attention, help, and understanding. They are different to other normal children, so you should have long patience on them. Supporting services to special children is a big help.
Thank you, Ma'am Angeline, for your well discussion on your topic. Now, I will discuss the Philippines' inclusive education practices improvement. Here in the Philippines, the recent response of the government to inclusion was the issuance of Department Order Number 21, Series of 2019 by the Department of Education with the help of Secretary Leonor Briones. The department order detailed the policy guidelines on the K-12 basic education program. In this policy, states that inclusive education is the core principle of the K-12 basic education program. This promotes the rights of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete education. Through inclusive education, all Filipinos will realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation, in which schools should accommodate children regardless of their physical, intellectual, social, emotional, linguistic, or other conditions. This should include disabled and gifted children that needed special education. Special education was part of the inclusion. The Philippines had come a long way in institutionalizing policies on special education in support of an inclusive and equitable education, in which the Department of Education, Culture and Sports or DECS Order Number 26, Series of 1997 was issued and which entitled as Institutionalization of SPED Programs in All Schools. It is a legislation that serves as a practices that help in improving the inclusive education in the Philippines. And this act stated that there should be at least one SPED center organized in every school division. The establishment of SPED center aims to provide equal educational opportunities to children with disabilities through special needs education. The growth of special education in the Philippines has been given a relatively good support all these years, both by the government, non-government organizations, and stakeholders in response to the needs and challenges of times. The level of awareness of both by the government and the private sector in providing equal opportunities to children with special needs have considerably increased. So, here we end our report. Thank you for listening.